Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. I know I haven't been on here for a while, and I am going to get better at doing weekly Wellness Wednesday Facebook Lives. And today, I have a very special guest, and she's hiding, and I'm going to introduce her in a second. But today, I'm going to start a series on our mindset and how to overcome different types of mindset. Today was really exciting. As most of you saw, I was on Real Talk San Diego this morning, sharing my book, and which we'll talk about in a little bit, and some mindset tips. And so I really think it's important for all of us to learn the different mindsets that we have and how to overcome it. So today I am going to be talking about the I'm busy mindset. How many of you struggle with the I'm busy mindset? I know that I am so one of these people. People ask me how I'm doing. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so busy. Oh my gosh, I'm so busy. And I'm really trying to turn that around, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So we all know that stress is really bad for us. Yet we wear it like a badge of honor. Like I said, it's like we're almost addicted to stress, right? So like when I say, I'm so busy, or I can't do this because I'm so busy, the I'm so busy is an excuse for everything. And maybe sometimes we say it because it makes us feel valuable, important, or useful. But for me, I really think that it just has to do with habit. And because there's so much going on in life, and there's so much going on in the world, and so much that we have to do, that it's just easier to say, I'm so busy. And as you know, that stress has such a negative impact on your health and energy levels and productivity. So think about a time where you felt really, really good, where you felt in control, you completely enjoyed what you're doing. Weekends are a very good example, but I want you to think of during the work week, Monday through Friday. Think about it was effortless, right? You just kind of were going through life. Think about that time. Get that picture in your head. And what does that picture look like? And while you guys are thinking about that, I am going to introduce my guest. Most of you know her. She's pretty amazing. It is my amazing roommate, Jacqueline Laura. So she just walked in, and I was getting ready to do this live, and I was like, hey girl, guess what? You're jumping on live with me, and I'm going to do kind of an interview with you. So we have our wine here.
Cheers.
Cheers. And so I said, let's just pretend we're Hoda Kotb and Kathie Lee Gifford, right? With our wine, right? Because if they can do it on national TV, so can we. Okay, so as you know, we're talking about the I'm so busy mindset. And I just asked our viewers to think of a time during the week where they have felt not stressed out, in control. Do you have a time like that you can share with us?
Sure. Well, first, I just want to back up for a second, because I think busy, everybody looks at that a little differently. First, like for myself, I can just have this mindset thinking that I'm busy all the time, but in reality, I'm not.
Yep.
Because there's times where, I work all day, but, I have a flexible schedule. But then I come home and I'm like, oh, well, I think my day's just about over. But in reality, I at least have 6 or 7 hours before I go to bed. So it's just a mindset in that area. But, going back to your question, there are definitely times during the week or on the weekends where, I so busy in different areas, but there are things that are very important to me that, I just make time for. And it doesn't stress me out. And it is work. Because I have a lot of goals and a lot of aspirations that I want to get to. But, it's getting into that mindset and just setting time out for that. If you say, hey, I'm going to work on this tonight, well, it doesn't have to be all night. Set, an hour or two, to get this done. And then you can have, your relaxed time where you're watching TV or, going out with somebody. And it's just prioritizing that.
Mm-hmm. And Jacqueline here has a brand new job at JOB. And she also is part of my team strength.
Yep.
Woo woo. I did not wear that for a promotion, by the way. But as you all know, I like the word strength. Has her own health food franchise as well. Plus, she and her sister just launched an amazing graphic design business.
Yes.
Good Light Creative. This is a sponsor. This is a plug. If you're looking for amazing graphic designs, please get a hold of Jacqueline. Awesome company. So I'm just going to put that plug. But anyway,
thank you.
So she is just learning how to, navigate all of this with her 7 to 3:30 schedule, and then coming home and going to the gym, doing random Facebook Lives with your roommate, having wine with me because that's important, and then these other two, not jobs but businesses that will eventually get her to the point where she doesn't have to work 9 to 5.
That's right.
Right? Yay! Okay.
You're working more.
So before we kind of jump into more about the I'm busy mindset, I want to give a shout out to the people that are watching. Hi, Denise. Hey, girls.
Hi.
Thanks for joining. Andy, from 8 a.m. to 8 a.m. Sorry, I can't read. 5 a.m. to midnight. So I'm assuming that is your time where you don't have the I'm busy mindset and you feel really comfortable and in control. Nabel, sorry if I completely slaughtered that, but thank you so much for joining us. And we do want lots more comments and interactions, but let's get to the good stuff. So as we talked about, stress is unavoidable, right? And Jackie knows with me, she has heard me say 100 times, I'm so busy. She sees me working as an entrepreneur. Those of you who know, we wear like 15 different hats. So I'm like working like 10, 12-hour days. It's not really work to me though, because I'm sitting at home, I'm on my computer. I can watch The 100 with my roommate, which we just finished, by the way, 5 seasons.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And do fun stuff like this. But I still feel like I'm super busy. But like Jackie said, time management is key. And we didn't bring our planners.
I know, I was just thinking that.
I'm thinking maybe we should grab them, which we will.
Okay.
We'll show you a sneak peek into what time management looks like, but that's a whole nother Facebook Live. But anyway, so how do we overcome the I'm busy mindset? So there's a couple easy tips. Basically, one of them is simple as like, what can I do about this? So for me, when it was starting my entrepreneurship business, my coaching business, when I was writing my book, I really sucked at social media. I still don't think I'm the best, but I'm learning. And I just couldn't keep up with it. So what could I do about this? And it was interfering in my personal life because I was like, oh my gosh, I got to do this at this time and this. Now I have a schedule, right? And I think that you've kind of done the same going back to work.
Yes. Yeah. Especially when, my JOB, which I have now, of course, that's kind of regulated. I work basically from 7 to 3:30, Monday through Friday. And then, I come home and I can either, I have a couple different options. Generally I like to chill for a little bit, and then I've been trying to get to the gym, which we'll talk about exercise in a little bit. But then, there's times where I need to set aside times to work on the businesses that I own. So, and you don't have to, and I personally, I try to do at least some touch point every single day, but it doesn't have to be something huge. Like, oh, I'm going to do an hour a day. That's unrealistic for myself as well. So, there's certain things where it's like I have in my calendar, I'll make some bullet points of, okay, 1, 2, 3, these are the things I want to accomplish this week or today or whatever it is, and just set some time aside for that.
And I love that. And one of the tips is exercise. So let's just jump into that real quick because I loved what you said. I used to work out, 5-6 days a week, and I would do hour and a half, between hour and a half, 2 hours. And that's when I was working as a mental health therapist in a hospital. and I wasn't doing this entrepreneurship, right? So I had this set schedule. And what I've learned is I don't need to spend an hour and a half in the gym, nor do I need to like feel guilty about not going 5-6 days a week. So getting just an hour, or sometimes we do 45 minutes a couple times a week, that was really hard for me to overcome. But my I'm so busy mindset, and you can tell, because she's, especially when it came to my book being launched, I was like, I'm so busy, I can't work out. And it was detrimental to me. And now it's like, it's okay, Megan, I don't have to do what I used to do when I was working my 9 to 5. I can go in for 45 minutes to an hour and be okay with that and go 3 or 4 times a week. And so for me, that is something that has helped. So I'm not saying I'm so busy.
Right.
So it's kind of changing your mindset with that. And I know you've done some work with that too, with going back to work. I love this next one. Smile often. So one of the things that I love about Jacqueline, which I've talked about on other Facebook Lives, is her laugh. She's got the best laugh ever. And so sometimes we'll just laugh. Sometimes we're watching TV.
Or she's laughing at me because I'm laughing.
Well, or hello, she's laughing at me. I'm blonde. Come on. Because I say the stupidest things sometimes. Like, you should write a book on the things that Megan says. And so I love that. Smile often, because it really does help relieve stress. Practicing gratitude. How many of you out there do gratitude lists? Yeah. So in my book and one of the other Facebook Lives I'm going to do, talking about morning routines and practicing gratitude, it takes 5 seconds to really think about the things that you're grateful for, either first thing in the morning or at night. One thing I want to put in there too is, what do you think 99.9% of us do when our alarm goes off? Jacqueline.
Take a shower.
Close. 99.9%.
Or look at our phone.
Yes.
I should
Yes. Look at our phone. We grab our phone first thing in the morning, right?
True.
And even before we get out of bed, and I am guilty of this, and what happens? We start looking at our text messages, our emails. We go into Facebook, we see all of the notifications, and then it's like immediately, oh my gosh, I'm so busy today. Right. Look at all the stuff I have to do. Look at all the messages, right? We can't start our day like that. We need to do something mindful in the morning, whether it's just doing a gratitude list, whether it's trying not to look at your phone and going to work out, which I'm going to say I have yet to do that. Or if it's, getting up, saying your affirmations, starting your day, not being stressed is going to help with that I'm too busy mindset. Mm-hmm. I like this next one. Stop, drop, and belly breathe. What I love is I have the Apple iWatch, and it'll vibrate, which is really funny, and it's breathe. So it's like when I have it on, it'll vibrate, and I'll look at it, and it'll be like, breathe. And so for me, that's super helpful, because I often find myself just like, working, and not breathing.
Well, going to this too, I think it's also, if you have, if you're working at a desk all day, and I know we had talked about this in some previous lives, is just get up, because you can sit at your desk or be sitting down at a table for, 2-3 hours realizing, hey, I haven't gotten up yet. I've actually made it a habit now to I set a reminder on my phone. I think it goes off every hour if I haven't gotten up.
Oh,
to
that's
at least
new.
get up from
Look
my
at
desk.
that. I did not know that.
Yes, because I've realized, now that I'm in this job, I have 3 different screens I'm looking at, and my eyes get tired too. So just getting up, and it doesn't matter if I'm going to go talk to a coworker, or if I'm going to go to the bathroom, or go to
text
the
your roommate,
or text my roommate, or go to the cafeteria. But just to take little walks, just kind of gets your kind of breaks up the day a little bit too.
I love it. So there's a lot, but we're not going to go through all of them. I'll give you a little tidbit on where you can get the rest of the list. But the next one, schedule. So a lot of people out there know that I'm a little OCD when it comes to organization. And I made the jump from the corporate world a year ago into entrepreneurship. And let me tell you, even though I'm OCD, my time management skills have been under fire jumping into this type of work because I am in complete 100% control of my life and my schedule, but there's something to be said about having that like 9 to 5 in a way. I would never go back to that, but I felt a little bit more in control time management wise. Right. So I want to show you, I grabbed this. This is the Law of Attraction.
It's awesome.
Planner. One of my clients a year ago told me about this and I copied her, and then I've gotten a bunch of people else to get it, and I should get royalties from Law of Attraction Planner, just saying. And then my roomie got it. And so what I love about it is literally, and I don't know if you can see this. Hold on, let me see if you can see it. Wait, what's going on? Okay. See, and it's color coded. See that? They have erasable pens on Amazon, by the way. So it's color coded. And so it, it tells me like my calls, when I'm doing my Facebook Lives, when I'm supposed to post, the gym, personal appointments, all of this stuff. And honestly, like this thing goes everywhere with me, absolutely everywhere. I would die without it because this, why doesn't this work for you?
Because generally when something comes up on my phone, I just swipe it away because I don't want to see the little light going off on my desk. And then generally I generally forget about it. So I actually put, I'm a person that writes things down as well. Yeah. So I write everything down in my planner. I'm not as color coordinated, I should say.
Well, I have lots of interviews, and I just released a book, and I got a lot of calls.
But I have a lot of things in there, and I actually thought I would just use it for like my personal stuff, but I've actually been using it as well in with this new job. So it just keeps me organized, knowing what I have during the day, what meetings I have to attend, what. I put gym in here, but I might not always go to the gym. It's okay. But I try to schedule things, and even things that I'm just saying, hey, I might want to put events in there or something that I'm thinking about. I just make a little notes. I actually, as you saw, I put I found a quote online that I loved, and I wanted it in my planner, so I actually printed it out. And I just did a little sticky note in my planner. And then, of course, I had to send it to Megan because it was awesome.
She's such a good roommate. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, yes. And, with my team that I have through our Health Food franchise and my clients and stuff, we really talk about time management. So it's not meant to stress you out. However, when there's something to be said when you look at your phone, it doesn't have the times, right? Like it doesn't have like increment times. So it just goes like maybe you have an appointment at 10 and then you have another one at 12, right? So with the planner, what I love is that it's got half-hour increments, right? So when I look at this in the morning, I'm like, oh, yes, I have a very busy week, but I have an hour here. I have a half hour there. So it's manageable. It's not like, oh, my gosh, you look at your phone, because I used to do my phone, and then it's like I have 8 things, but you don't see like the time that you have in between. So time management is super, super important. And I do help a lot of people with time management, especially because it really helps diffuse the I'm so busy mindset. I just want to give a shout out to a couple of people. Hi, Stacy. Swipe it away, girl. Stacy says, swipe it away. Veronica, time management. Yeah, she's got 2 toddlers. And she is flooding her toddlers' bodies and herself and her husband with 30 fruits and vegetables.
Awesome.
Woo-woo. Thanks, Veronica. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We're almost done, but this is a topic that I could literally talk for hours and hours and hours. Oh, so the other one, well, there's 2 more. Giving. What do you think about giving? How does that, Jacqueline, keep you from the I'm too busy mindset, do you think?
Well, I think for myself is, you're being an entrepreneur too. You always want to do good for the world. And, that's part of the business, or part of our mission, I should say, of Good Light Creative is helping people and actually giving back. So, part of that is, just to give generously, is to know, is to do something where it's going to help somebody. It's actually being genuine, not just, I'm doing this because I want to make money. It is more of, I'm doing this because I generally have something that I can help people with. With our health franchise, where there's so many people that fruits and veggies can help. And so we tell our stories. And the reason why we do this is because we are, we want to give you the same opportunities that we've had.
I love it. Good Light Creative, y'all. Designs. I love it. And your heart and your sister's heart is so pure. And that's why I'm teaming up with them. So one other thing we talk about is taking like radical action. So asking yourself, like, what does my body need to heal? What does my body need to feel less stress and relax? Listen to what it says. So maybe you need to think about a new career. I know. It's like, what? Believe me, I know it's difficult, but maybe that's what you need. I know that when I worked in the hospital, I was working 40 hours a week, but I was always working over. I was a mental health therapist. It was patient after patient after patient after patient. I came home. I was drained. I was irritable. I was dealing with my own personal stuff. And in my book, I talk about like how I was living a mediocre life because I was just so like, I couldn't do it anymore. And maybe you just need to get like a side online biz career. So I know like I started my health food franchise while I was working full time, and so did Jacqueline. We both still have that. And then, I left my full-time employment to do entrepreneurship. And so I'm doing that now, but she's also started her graphic design business with her sister. So all of these things that you have to find something that you love that doesn't stress you out. So like I said, I showed you my planner. Yes, it stresses me out, but I wouldn't give it up for anything in the world. I love what I do. So we're going to end here, but I do want to give you a quote that's actually hanging above my bed. Mm-hmm. And it's from one of my girls, my mentors, Brene Brown. How many of you love Brene Brown? Love her. And it's simply this: no matter how much I get done or is left undone, at the end of the day, I am enough. And I found this quote, because every day I felt like I was saying, I'm not enough. I didn't get this done. And it reminds me that I'm not perfect and I don't have to be perfect. And it reminds me that my to-do list will be there tomorrow. And it doesn't make me a failure or you a failure because we didn't get everything done on our to-do list. It reminds me to stop, to take a breath and engage in some grounding skills, which we're going to talk about in a couple of weeks. And it helps me to turn off my mind. And so one of the things that I want to hear from you after this live ends, and after, as it's posted on social media, is what is one of the mantras or affirmations that you use to help you kind of take a deep breath, to relax, all of those things. Oh, wait, hold on. I don't know how to say your name. Is it Castle? I'm so sorry if I said it wrong, but she says, need that one tattooed on my forehead. Seriously, girl, it's literally right up above my bed. And tattoos is a great stress reliever because I have this one. Everything happens for a reason. And then I have this one, I'm enough, because it's totally a stop, remind, holy cow, what's going on? So yes, tattoos are the best. Okay, sorry. So thank you for the comment. But what is your personal mantra or affirmation that maybe you want to start incorporating into your life to help you when you're feeling like I'm so busy? Go ahead.
Well, one thing I wanted to
Kathy Lee and Hoda copy.
One thing I wanted to mention is it's right here. It's almost done. Actually,
I know we gotta go. So we gotta refill.
So actually, what I was going to mention is, some of you probably have leaped into this whole entrepreneur thing. Some of you have side businesses. Some of you maybe are thinking about doing that. For myself, yes, I just did start this job that I'm working 7 to 3:30, but I did that because I felt like I had to, just because I have these, but I have other goals in a sense. So even though this might not be my dream job, or this might not be the job that I'm going to stay with the rest of my life, but who knows? Maybe I'll move up in the company and
you will. You have to manifest that. You're going to move up in the company. This is one thing that she's lucky about having a mindset coach and a mental health therapist as a roommate, is because we talk about manifesting and visualization a lot.
Right. So, and I just want to encourage you, because at the end of the day, that 9 to 5 job or that 7 to 3 job, that doesn't define you. So, if you have goals and you have aspirations of places you want to be, or things you want to start, or, whatever you want to do in life, do something, as we always say, do something that's going to make you happy. And yes, it's going to take work. It takes a lot of hard work. But in the end, hopefully you'll succeed if you, keep that mindset. You will be busy, but I always say, take time for yourself as well. Megan, I know she's gotten away from this a little bit. My kind of time is, I like to watch TV at night, and Megan, she's never watched TV.
I don't watch TV.
But, for me, that's a stress reliever. And so, I've gotten Megan into some shows now. She's a little addicted, but
I am. However, sometimes I'm working.
Yes, she is working. Yes.
But a lot of times, because this has been really helpful with us moving in together, is that sometimes I have to just close my computer.
Right.
And even though I feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so busy, it's been helpful, because there's one show that I watch once a week that I make sure I have time for. But other than that, I don't. And I don't watch TV. And so she's kind of like my accountability partner. And that's another thing too with stress. And this is getting long, so we'll talk about that later. But having that one person that says, okay, time to stop this, time to relax. So
I think I rub off on
you do a little bit, a little bit. So anyway, we want this conversation to continue. Thank you all that have joined us, that have commented. We want to hear what your personal mantra or affirmation is that you can start saying to yourself on a daily basis to help you and to remind yourself to breathe, as I'm trying to breathe, to breathe. Seriously. And also, we want to hear about some of the tips that maybe you will be using to help kind of get over the I'm so busy mindset. So, like I said, for the next 5 weeks or 4 weeks now, I'm going to be doing, what is going on? I need some more of my wine. Hold on. Gotta love Facebook Live. I'm going to be doing the next 4 weeks other mindset. So I'm not enough mindset. I'm waiting to be happy mindset, the all or nothing mindset. So every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm going to be doing these lives. Sometimes Jackie will be joining us. Sometimes I will be doing them by myself. Stacy just said, I'm perfectly imperfect.
I love that.
Woo,
That's awesome.
I love it. I'm sweating. Are you sweating? Okay, so it's like 80 degrees in San Diego here. That's where we're at. So we're going to get off. But I got to do a couple plugs. So Good Light Creative.
Come check us out.
Come check them out. They have a Facebook page. Yeah. They have a website. Let's give my girl Jackie and her sister some love.
Goodlightcreative.com. Check us out.
And then, so also, if you are loving kind of what we're talking about, I have created a community called the You Are Enough community. And this community is near and dear to my heart because I wrote, for most of you who know this book. You Are Enough, 5 Steps to Move from Struggle to Strength. Strength. See, I wear it all the time too. Strength. And it's very authentic and real. I share my story of my struggles being in a narcissistic abusive relationship, marriage, and how I was able to move from that. And it made me a best-selling author. What? Okay. And I was on Jenny McCarthy. Hello, y'all. No, I'm just joking. See, when you manifest this stuff, it happens. Okay, so the community was created because I'm part of so many groups, and I just wanted a group where there's no selling. no, prospecting. I just want a group where people can feel safe to share their struggles and to get support. And so I post lives, I post questions. I just want people to build, trusting relationships, accountability. Maybe there's something you're struggling with or you want accountability for. That's what that group is. So please join us. You Are Enough community. Also, the Blonde Bombshell podcast was just released last month. And there's a page for that too. And we release, me and my friend Stacy, our episodes every Monday. So check that out. If you're interested being on the Blonde Bombshell podcast, you don't have to be blonde. A lot of people think that. Actually, Jackie and her sister are going to be guests. We would love to hear from you.
Dark and a redhead. So
dark and redhead. It's just about empowering people and empowering, finding your inner bombshell and what makes you a bombshell. So again, reach out to us. So again, that's all of our plugs.
That's all.
So please share with us. What is your personal mantra? I didn't even ask you. What is your personal mantra?
Is my personal? I'm very adventurous. I don't say no to a lot of things, even though it could be silly. But it's just living life and experiencing things. I would say the things that I've experienced, I would never have thought I would have done. And, living life to the fullest is my mantra.
Who would have thought that this girl said yes to flooding her body with 30 fruits and vegetables and met me randomly?
Yep.
We met on Facebook. No.
We did.
She jumped on a plane, came up to Napa, where I used to live. First time. And that's where we first met. And then a year later, she's moved from Chicago to San Diego and lives with this crazy blonde. And we have a freaking blast.
Yeah.
So when you manifest, when you visualize, things happen in your life. Even when you have struggles, you can get to your strength by using simple mindset tools. Yeah. By using simple mindset tools. So, as always, I like to end with my quote. We already talked about the Brené Brown quote, but this is my actual quote. So it's simply this: you are enough just as you are, regardless of whatever season you're in. And the more you celebrate and focus on that, the more you live in your strength. Strength. All right, y'all. Thanks for joining us. I look forward to seeing you guys next Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Bye.
Bye.